Beginning on the back, we'll bend the knees, bring the hands to rest on the tummy. Let the elbows and the upper arms drop into the floor. Feel the shoulders drop down. And just relax and do nothing for a moment. Just feel how you are. Feel the breath come and go and relax any effort in the belly. Allow your breath to rise and fall there under your hands. And gently begin to lengthen that breath. So as you breathe in for a little bit longer, feel the belly rise into the hands. Pushing the hands up and apart. And as you breathe out and relax the belly, feel the hands drop down and in towards each other. A couple more times with this breath, starting to feel it expanding from the belly into the ribs. So you might even move a hand towards the ribs to help feel that first and second phase of three-phase breathing. And maybe the breath begins to expand right up into the chest. So allow that. If that's beginning to happen for you, that full capacity of your lungs without force. We'll take one more slow, deep breath in this way. Take all the time you need. And at the very end of your breath, bring your hands down by your sides. Make sure the feet are hip width apart and draw them in nice and close to your hips. As you breathe in, rock your pelvis forwards, creating a little gap under your waist. And as you breathe out, just flatten out that gap, pressing the waist into the floor, just that, curling the tailbone towards the knees. Then inhale, rock the pelvis forwards again, and we're going to go a little bit further on the exhale this time. We'll rock back in the same way and then anchor through your feet. Pull the hips up, rising up into a bridge. So nice and strong, high bridge, breathing in. And then breathing out, roll your spine down. Keep that tailbone curling upwards towards your knees until the last moment. Then rock your pelvis forwards, breathing in. And off you go again, breathing out, roll it up. So we're going to do this a number of times. Just feeling into the back. Anchor through the feet now, nice and strong, breathing in. Keeping that connection between the feet and the earth the whole time as you roll the spine down. Now on this next round, we could add in the arms. So as you breathe out, you let the arms come up as the hips lift. Reach your arms up and over your head to the ground behind you. So when you breathe in the bridge, your fingers reach one way, your tailbone reaches towards the knees. And then we roll it down and we bring the arms with us, up and over and down by our sides. Let's go 2 more rounds just like that, with or without the arms. Now you can choose. Keep flowing with your breath. And don't forget to hold the bridge for an inhale. And as you do that, try not to sort of lock your lower back. Keep lengthening it towards your knees, strengthening the hamstrings. And this time, we're going to keep our arms down by our sides. We're going to come up into that bridge one last time. Same way, rolling up on an exhale. But when you get up there, Interlace your fingers underneath you, tucking your shoulders in. So we give ourselves a little bit more height. Breathe in and stay here as you breathe out, gathering the strength of the feet towards the body. 2 more breaths in this way. So rather than just focusing on flexibility and height here, we're really switching on the strength of the backs of the legs, back of the pelvis. 1 more breath. Letting the breath flow through the nose if you can. And take 1 more breath in. And on the out breath, let the hands go, let the shoulders go, and roll down halfway. Just halfway, you're going to stop and take a breath in. And roll on down the rest of the way, easing the back onto the floor. You're going to rock your pelvis forwards, breathing in. And as you rock it back, breathing out, draw your knees into your body. Give your legs a little hug. Keep your right leg in, extend your left leg long. Take a breath. And give that right leg a nice little squeeze into you as you breathe out. Now let's bring it over to the left, your hand on the outside of the knee. Right arm reaches back behind. Our first little spinal twist here. Turning your face towards the ceiling or even all the way over towards the right. Deepen the breath. Come back to the middle on an inhale. Draw that right leg into you. Hug it right in. Now link your fingers behind that leg, that same right leg. And as you breathe in, press the back of the leg into the hands to pull the arms straight. And as you breathe out, lift your foot towards the sky as much as you can. If that's too strong, bend your left leg, put the left foot on the floor. Okay? So as you breathe in now, press the back of the leg into the hands. Feel how that tilts the pelvis forwards a little bit. And as you breathe out, extend your heel a little bit higher. Now keep your leg there and circle your foot, twirling from the ankle to the toes. Let's go around the other way. So remember, if that's just now not possible or it's too strong, you bend your left leg. You can even bend the left leg right into the body. 1 more breath. And then give it a little flex again. Heel to the sky, back of the leg into the hands. Good, now bend the leg and draw it in. 1 more time, a little squeeze. Left leg comes in now, right leg long. We'll take a breath in. Breathe out, ease the leg in. So as you ease it in, feel your shoulders drop. We'll take 1 more breath with this simple movement here, left knee into the body. Breathing out, ease around the shoulders. Taking it across the body now to a twist. Right hand on the outside of the knee for a little bit of weight. Let's bring the left hand back behind us. So you've rolled onto the outside edge of that right foot, outside edge of the right leg. Let's breathe here. Breathing in and out of your nose. Stay with this 1 more breath. We'll bring it back to the center, breathing in. Draw the leg deep into the body as you breathe out, a little squeeze. And then link the fingers behind that leg. We breathe in, we press the back of the leg into the hands, pulling the hands away from you so the arms get straight. And then breathe out. See how it feels to lift your foot. Don't go too fast, just feel what happens in your hamstring. Breathe in, press the back of the leg into the hands. Breathe out, take the heel a tiny bit higher. Don't strain. Another breath. Tiny bit more length in the back of the leg as you exhale. Now keep it there and circle your foot. Go as slow as you can with those circles. As big as you can. So round the other way, it's just your foot moving. Yeah, but you're trying to draw the circle as big as you can, as slow as you can. Go round the other way. One more. Good. Now flex your foot. Heel to the sky, back at the leg into the hand, straight as you can. And then bend it and draw it in. Little squeeze. Good. We'll bring the other one in as well. Both legs into the body. Just have a little rock here. You can grab hold of your ankles, let your knees fall away from each other. Maybe hold your toes. Maybe lift the feet up a bit, even towards a happy baby position if that feels right. One more breath. Now let it go. Take the legs out long. Take the arms overhead. Big, big stretch. So we're going to stay in this long, extended position. Just stay here. Breathe out. And then another big breath in, like someone's pulling your ankles, pulling your wrists. Breathe out. Now bring your hands up, bring your head up. We're going to curl up. This comes from the pelvic floor. Pelvic floor engages, tummy engages, up we come. Let's do that a few times. So breathe in, sit up tall. Breathe out, roll it on down. Breathe in, arms overhead. Breathe out, hands up, head up. Curl up from the strength of the core. One more time, breathe in. Breathe out, roll down. Arms overhead, breathe in. And we come up as slow as we can, breathing out. Take the hands up to the sky when you get here to sitting. Breathe in, reach. And breathe out, fold forwards, bending the knees as much as you like. Hands to the earth or to the feet, drop your head. Now go to that breath. Slow it down. One more breath. Drop your head, relax your face. Let's breathe in, come up halfway. And breathe out all the way up. Over to the hands and knees. You can bring in a little bit of cushioning under your knees here if you like. Cat and cow. So hands firm on the earth. We'll breathe in. I love this for the little stretch for the hands to anchor down through the knuckles. And as you breathe out and round into cat, tune into the back. What's happening? What have you brought? So stay with this next couple of rounds of breath, just moving from cat to cow. You can let the eyes close. You can let that little bit of spontaneous movement come into it, whether that's a swaying of your hips or perhaps a drawing of your hips backwards. Just listen and feel, moving with your breath. And one more round, moving in your own way, your own rhythm. Then you're going to return to cow one more time, or a little back bend, and that's going to take us back to downward dog as we exhale. So in the same way, the same kind of frame of mind, move, feel around inside your downward dog. Bring a little softness to the joints, particularly the elbows, the shoulders. Lots of connection between the hands and the earth, shifting the weight perhaps side to side to really feel the knuckles on the earth. Can you drop your head a little more? Take another breath through the nose. Relax your face. Walk the hands down the mat towards you. Slowly now we'll shift the weight to the feet. When we get there, breathe in, hands slide up the shins. You lift the heart, lift the head. Now bend the knees as much as you like. Bow down, bringing the ribs to the legs. So we're not worried about necessarily straightening the legs. It's more that tilt forwards of the pelvis that we're after. Drop your head, drop your shoulders, breathe here. Let's take one more breath. Slowly now prepare to come up. So bend your knees much more. Breathe in, roll up a little bit away from the floor and just be there. Breathing out, try a sway from side to side. Head and arms are heavy. Roll up a little more. I know it might feel very stiff right now. That's okay. Sway a little bit, side to side. Keep listening in, keep uncurling. Easing it out, we come all the way up, we bring our shoulders back, the head comes into alignment, and then breathe in, open the arms wide, take it up to the sky. Hold it up here, grab a hold of your left wrist, breathe out, anchor through the feet, let the eyes open, choose a point to focus on. Let's bring this up and over to the right. Now press down into that left foot, bend the knee a little bit. So you're leaning, oh yeah, exactly, over to the right, but pressing a little harder through the left foot. Go ahead, take it back to the center, swap it. Gripping the right wrist now, we go up, go over to the left, and then there's that little bend in the right knee. Pressing into that right foot. Lovely, stay with that, one more breath. Release it out, bring it on back to the center, let the hands come around behind you, interlace your fingers, nice big breath in, draw the shoulders back, open your chest. And we're going to breathe out and fold forwards, keeping the hands against the sacrum to begin. Drop your head, come into that forward bend, leaving the hands there. And then see if you'd like to lift them up. Do you want to go for that little bit more in your shoulders? Stay with the head down, breathe. We'll drop our hands to the shins, then breathing in, lengthen, half lifting away from the legs. Walk it on out to downward dog, exhaling. I'm going to take the feet together. Let's lift the right leg up, bending the knee for a little hip opener here. Drop the heel over to the left a little bit. Take a nice big breath in, get that knee very high, and then take the foot forwards between your hands. Take all the time you need to get that set up. I'm going to bring in a cushion for under my knee. You might want to do the same. That left knee comes down to the earth. And we just kind of lean on in, let the hips come down, draw the chest and the head up. Now, if you have a yoga block here, grab it and put it under your left hand. If you have your blocks, have them handy, one under the left hand. Turn your right foot a little bit out. And then take the right arm forwards, inhaling, bring it up to the sky. And then keep it moving that same direction. Let it open back behind you and just pause there now. Breathe into the space across the chest. Breathe out. Let the hand go even further back. Stay right here. Or bend the back leg. Hold your toes. And this is where the block can be quite handy, because if you can't reach the toes, you could bring that block up higher, bring it closer to you. And then you might be able to get that foot. And that's where you'll really need a cushion, because you'll be right on your knee. So the more we can come forwards and down, drop through the hips, the more we'll come onto the front of the leg instead. Takes the pressure off the kneecap. Anyway, take a breath in. Even if you're not holding that foot, lean back, Now let go, bring both hands down inside. So don't worry if you can't get the foot. I know that's very hard. Both hands down, we tuck the back toes under, breathe in and lift up the back knee. And now we turn to the side of the mat, turn the feet out. I'm just going to move the cushion out of the way for the moment. Skandasana. Shifting from one side to the other. Okay, so you're just bending one knee at a time, moving with your breath. Easing your body to one side at a time. So it goes to the side and then down and forwards inside the bent leg. Just easy now from one side to the other. Because we'll do the same thing when we come to the other leg. So this is kind of just our taster. One last time. And then when you're ready, spin back around to the top of the mat and then bring the cushion back in again, actually, and put the knee down again. We're going to come into our low lunge, letting it become a bit of a crescent moon. So hands to the front leg, come up. And then let's take the arms up to the sky. So you can be right back here, your body above your knee. Grab a hold of your left wrist. And then breathe out and just drop those hips a little deeper, keeping the backward tilt of your pelvis. So it's a nice stretch for the leg, for the hip, not a squeeze for the lower back. Breathe in. And on the out breath, just go a little bit to the right, intensifying what's going on in that leg. One more breath in. Now let it go. We'll bring your hands down. You might want to use your blocks. We're going to go into half splits. We'll pull the hips back, roll on the heel of the front foot, curl the toes. Now breathe in. Maybe the hands come a little closer, or maybe even up onto your hips. That's fine. Look forwards. And then tilt forwards. So take a breath. Ease on in a little deeper. Last breath here. Let's go forwards. That low lunge once more. So from here, we're going to pull that front leg back. We'll get to our knees. I'll take out any of this cushioning. So we're just hands and knees on the earth. Bring your hands further forwards. And now breathe out. Anahata. Heart towards the earth. Lengthening and opening through your shoulders. Forearm plank. Breathing in. You can keep it nice and easy. Keep the knees down. Or let's try and lift them and lengthen. Holding that forearm plank for a moment. Feel the strength of your core, the alignment of your head. And then lower on down, legs to the earth. Upward puppy. So breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Stay with upward puppy. Now you can stay right here, or as you breathe out, come down and bring your hands back a little closer for cobra. Taking it a little higher now, breathe in. And now back through child's pose, just for a second. Try and bring your hips back towards your heels, a little extension through the arms. Come forwards through cat pose, inhaling, separate your feet. Tuck your toes, exhale. Downward dog. Bringing both feet together now for a moment. Let's take the left leg up. Take your time, bring it up. And hold it up here, breathing out. Just bend your knee. That's it. And take another nice big breath in. Open the hip. And bring it on through, foot between your hands. So set it up. Bring in the bit of cushioning for the knee if you like. Grab a block if you have one. It can be helpful, but not totally necessary. You put your right hand on that. You get the hips down nice and low. You might not need the block at all. Turn the foot out a bit. And then the left hand, here we go. Inhale forwards, up over your head. Good. And then circle it back behind you and pause. This is it. You're there. Breathe. You're letting the hip open a little bit, letting the knee move out to the side a little bit, leaning back. If you want that little bit extra, you try bending the back leg, hold your foot. Breathe into what's happening. So don't strain, modify, bring the block or the hand closer. If you need that little bit of help getting to the foot, well done, that's perfect. Take another breath just where you are. Now let go. Bring your hands down inside the front foot. We're going to tuck the back toes. We lift up the back knee, breathe in, shift around to the right side. Skandasana. Breathing out, we're going to bend one leg at a time. So you're moving now with your own breath, your own pace, from one side to the other. And you might even like to stay to one side for a breath or two. Just kind of easing a little more length into the legs, a little more space into the hips. Feel it. Move at your own pace, easing out what we're holding in the hips. No strain. Let's go one more time, one more breath, whatever you want to do with that breath. And then we'll take it back around, top of the mat. We might bring in the cushion again under the knee. We're going back to that low lunge. This time, hands to the leg. We come up a little bit. Come up kind of a lot, bring your body back over the knee. Yeah, and then that'll tilt the pelvis. So tailbone tucks under, then go deeper with the legs. Yeah, good. Now both hands up, crescent moon. Hold the right wrist, ease those hips a little bit deeper. It's all about that hip flexor here. So we go back a little bit with the hands, go over to the left a little bit. Nice. Now take one more breath in. And breathe it out, hands to the earth. We'll grab our blocks if we want to use them or not. We roll back on the heel. Half splits. Ooh. So sometimes with this one, you can use like bits of furniture you have around you. Use a bit of a low stool or, like I've got this yoke here, can lean against that. Hands on your hips or hands to the floor. Stay with your breath. Lengthening out that left leg, bowing over it. Well done. Good. One more breath. Let's go forwards, breathing in. And settle here for a moment, breathing out. I'm going to take it on back to hands and knees. Breathe in. Shift any of these props out of your way. Tadasana as we breathe out, bowing, lengthening and bowing. Forearm plank, breathing in. So you set it up and you can decide, am I going to hold this with straight legs or drop the knees to the earth? Make it a bit easier on the back. Take another breath. So to support that back, it's about contracting the deep tummy muscles, including the pelvic floor. One last breath. Now knees to the earth. Finding your upward puppy. Breathe in. Breathe out, just dragging the arms towards you. Not that they move, but there's this energetic feeling of pulling towards you. Take another breath there, and you could stay with this one. Or we're going to bring it on down as we breathe out and get ready for bow or modified bow. You bend your knees, you reach back. You might be floating there with the hands just reaching back. Or you can grab a hold of the ankles and press the legs up and back. So you choose. Whole range of options here. Breathe. One last breath. And release it out. Bring the hands to the earth. Let's rise in cobra, or if you're with upward puppy, you can stay with it. And back to downward dog, breathing out. Last couple of breaths here. Now let's gently walk the feet forwards towards the hands. Hands to your shins, breathe in. Floating the body away from the floor, extending forwards. And as we breathe out, let's take our feet a little bit wider, turn them out, and just see how a little squat would feel. So if you happen to have your couple of blocks, you could even bring them in as a support, sit down on it. So again, maybe you have a little bit of furniture or something around you that would help with that. A really low stool or something, knees wide, heart opens. Now, of course, you don't have to use those blocks. You could just have the weight in the feet. A little bit stronger for the joints. So see what your body needs this morning, whenever it is you're coming to this practice, and respect that. Give it what it needs. Take one more breath. And this is where you're at today. Tomorrow will be different. So breathe into this moment. One more. And then we're going to make our way right down onto the ground. So if you're already sitting, you want to just get yourself off that prop. Right down. We'll extend our legs straight out in front of us. I've got my cushion I was using for my knee, so I'm going to use that for my head now in a second. Legs out. Breathe in. Arms ahead of you. Now curl on down to your back. Roll it out. Take the arms overhead. You bring in a cushion if you like, if it's there. Hold it here. Breathe out. One more big breath in. Now breathing out, gather your knees into the body. Little squeeze. I'm going to bring your knees forwards, lift the feet up level with your knees, arms out wide. Breathe in. Now drop that shape of leg over to the left. So you want to keep the right angle. Let the legs go over. Now put the left hand on the top leg there. Give it a bit of weight. Turn the face to the sky or even to the right. Breathe into the back. Just this breath, let the rest go. Be here. Back to the middle. Breathing in. And let the legs drop on over the other way. Breathing out. One long, slow breath here. One more. Come back to the middle on the inhale. And we'll draw the legs into the body. Exhaling. And now happy baby. Reach the hands through. So we kind of sampled it earlier on. Just see how it feels now. Sometimes a cushion under the head for this one is particularly nice because the shoulders can lift up and that'll tense your neck. Try and drop your shoulders back. Lengthen the back of your neck. One more breath. And see if you can bring as much of the back onto the floor as you can. Your sacrum. And then release the grip. Bring the feet together. Knees apart. Reach your arms over your head, breathing in. And then as you breathe out, bring the hands down to rest on your body. I'm going to take one last breath here. Feel it, 3-phase breath. Now let the knees come up. Feet hip width apart. Drop your knees against each other. And then we're going to set up savasana. So if you want to keep it really simple, maybe a little cushion under your head. Just extend the legs out long, arms away from the body. If you want to roll off to your side and gather your props, do that. Or perhaps even set yourself up near your couch or your bed and throw the lower legs up onto that furniture to really release your lower back. Make sure nothing is touching off you that isn't needed. And when you've found your place, and take all the time you need, you find your place, settle into the breath and let the body relax into the supports. Now drop into the here and now. Let go of the thoughts that arise in the mind, noticing if what they're doing is taking you into the future or the past. That's what they tend to do. And recognize this moment, just for now. Let go of what may or may not be coming. Let go of what's already been. And settle into this breath, this feeling. And feel the weight of your body on the floor. Let go deeper and deeper. Letting go of all the holding, all the doing. Settling here. Notice the sounds around you. Let them come and go. And now take a deeper breath into the belly. And as you breathe it out, roll your kneecaps towards the ceiling. Feel the pelvis hold itself steady here as you drag a leg in, placing the foot on the earth or the bolster, and then the other. Or maybe if your legs on furniture, you let your knees bend in. And then let's roll on over to the side. Right over to your side. And all the way up from there. Find your seat. Turn the palms to face up. And again, just notice how you feel. Staying present here and now. Let's bring the hands together in front of the heart. And become aware of what it is that you feel grateful for. Let's breathe in. Let the arms open, stretch up. Bring the hands together, breathe out down to the third eye, the heart center, and the earth. Namaste.